See what will happen.
All right, let's see if VP can heat things up here on Inferno. Starting on the CT side, it is so important that this time they get a good start. Both the last two maps, they've started a 5-0 deficit. So hamstrung from the very beginning. Get this pissed around. Get yourselves into the rounds here. N1 pushing up. There's Taz, P2000. He's going to be in swarm. Oh, 3 kills for Taz! All headshots, all from the very stationary position. The turret goes off. Bialy's there. And the CTs have started this round incredibly well. This is what we were looking for. But can they keep it going? Now they've got to convert the next couple rounds. They know it's probably going to be a force spike coming against them. How do they deal with this?
Really well done there from that pistol work of Taz at the car. Again, VP very good at controlling Banana on this map on the CT side, and they're already doing that on the pistol round. We are going to go ahead and see Tip-O-Storm buy up some Tech 9s and head armor here. Seeing a few players towards alt mid, as well as Phelps still trying to see if he can't do something here at B. But Snacks is going to put a little bit of pressure there with that P90, but does back off pretty quickly.
Tip-O-Storm going to be trying to filter their way through. Very much a split attack so far. Occupying apps, making sure no CTs are hiding there. So getting real estate, but typically this is going to be given to a T side. It's what you do afterwards that really counts. Can you burst out onto the site? Can you get that opening pick? That's where things start to get a bit worrisome for VP. But both teams pretty standard stuff so far. Nothing out of the ordinary.
No, I mean, it's just an initial pressure from VP at Banana, but now they begin to back up in default positions. But Tip-O-Storm, they're definitely looking to hit this. They do have that one smoke on Phelps to throw to block all Snacks at CT spawn, then they'll just begin to push up. So we'll see if Snacks can defend. He does peek it, he does spot it, he'll put his counter smoke out as well.
He will. Bialy with the M4 is going to get just overran. So unfortunate timing maybe from Snacks to pull up that smoke. Wasn't expecting the push on. The bomb's been planted. N1 peeks up, gets his head ripped off his shoulders from the P90. Next up to the walk is Lucas, and he will fall down the exact same way. Phelps picked off from Taz. A decent retake overall from the CTs. I think VP might be a little bit annoyed that they allowed the bomb plant to come in the first place.
Yeah, it's a small victory for Tip-O-Storm. They get the money, but still well done from Virtus.Pro. Snacks with the hat trick there, just making sure that VP take that second round. Again, they need this map. If not, they're eliminated from the tournament. And they're starting to put some of the pieces together, at least in these beginning rounds. Tip-O-Storm not able to buy off the back of that bomb plant, as they had invested a lot into Tech 9s and armor just to get it down. So you will see them just be conservative here. Look to save up for that next round. Maybe try to get another plant, but they have no utility this time around. Just a few upgraded pistols, and there is that bottom Banana smoke from Taz. But Tip-O-Storm, they're just going to push right through it with bolts.
N1 will definitely have an AWP next round if he wants it. And it's going to be Snacks with a P90. 2 kills for him. On 3 health as well. Very nearly fell down. He's making that P90 pay for itself. Bialy with the downtown nade lands in the face of N1. He's going to have to bounce back in round 4. Showtime and Lucas. They still have the Deagle in play. Always crazy things can happen. Shifting across the other P250, has more bullets left in it. Lucas, oh, misses his chance. He's probably going to get punished for that. Down to 6 health he goes. And still so much time to play with for the T side of Tip-O-Storm, but not a lot of health to play with for Lucas.
Yeah, this should be in the books here for VP. They should be going up 3-0 here any moment now. But Tip-O-Storm will be able to get their full buy into the next round. That's where we'll see how things are going to go.
Pasha watching the angle. They spotted Lucas in app, so there's a very real possibility that mid-peak would come in. And there's Snacks and his double kill in Banana. But here we go. Here's the open play for any. And here's the rest of the AKs being picked up from the rest of Tip-O-Storm. Still 2 SMGs in the hands of VP. That MP9 could be a bit of an issue. Let's see how Neo uses it.
Here comes a triple man push from Banana. VP love to do this. Neo actually going to get a little bit aggressive there at mid with the incendiary. Just try to really force Tip-O-Storm to just kind of sit back, not allow them any early map control, making them just stick back at T-stairs and at the back of alt mid, slowing things down. And now you even see Bialy and company stretching out. They can just continue to smoke the bottom and just control this. Eventually they will rotate that third player back around, and there you do see Taz beginning to leave. Well, they've already killed a little bit of time. They still do have a couple of smokes from Banana as well as an incendiary here onto Pasha if he ever needed to go back with it. And so, yeah, it's just denying Banana the Tip-O-Storm. This is what they were doing against Optic last night and what you do see them do traditionally.
Yeah, and it paid off dividends for them. We only really saw Mixwell step up for Optic Gaming yesterday on Inferno, and what a performance he had. Ridiculous frags. Let's see if Tempo Storm have a couple more players within them that can step up and deliver performances. Flashes in mid. So far, so good for VP. Especially as Bialy's gone all the way down to Bananas. This is so much information that's given across to VP, but the kills now coming in. Phelps managing to push his way through into Arches. He's going to bait out Pashu, but Pashu jumps around the corner. Will land the headshot. Taz, a duel to the death, which he comes out worse for wear on. Neo now from behind. Here's the aforementioned MP9. One frag comes down. He's going to have to reload. But that smoke will actually keep him alive. They wanted to re-peek it, and as soon as Showtime pulls this grenade out, he will die. Third kill from Neo, all with the MP9. And now Boltz is between multiple angry poles, and he will fall prey to the MP9 as well. Neo takes down 4 players, and it will be a defuse. Big round for VP.
Yeah, definitely well done, Neo, with the quad kill. You can't ask for much more out of him there, except for the ace. So well defended from VP. They will move up to round number 4. A bomb plant did come in there from Tempo Storm. It helps the money along a little bit, yes, but it's still VP not allowing Tempo Storm any rounds just yet. We are going to see Tempo Storm immediately buy up into this, and here you can see Neo just being able to wrap around the lane and get all of these frags. It's really helping VP out again. Again, their tournament lives are on the line at this point, and they're building up a nice economy here on the CT side. So it's looking real good. Tempo Storm forcing what they can into this, but it is a bit limited aggression at mid from Virtus.Pro.
This could end up backfiring on them, though, because the position of Phelps for a couple seconds there looked like he could line them up, but he gets burnt out. Taz did the bulk of the damage. Neo finishes him off with the incendiary. Neo close range gets destroyed from Lucas. We saw him doing this against Optic as well. He had a completely ridiculous performance, Neo.
Indeed, and this is one of the maps where he almost is exclusively the opera on the CT side for this team lately, and he was able to get 1 kill, tried to go for an aggressive performance pick, but just got caught off. But it's still VP with the man advantage here. Tempo Storm, their last 2 remaining members, looking to work their way up Banana. They do have 1 smoke and a couple of flashes to try to block off CT spawn, perhaps, and flash their way into the site. There are 2 players in the area, however.
Snacks taking energy from the crowd, it would seem. 5-0 go VP, so actually retaliating in kind. They've conceded the 5-0 deficit the last 2 rounds. This time they're going to leapfrog their way up. Snacks hasn't died yet either. 8-1-0.
That's great to see, especially how he was looking on train to see him look like this. He is the B-bomb side anchor for this team on that CT side, and so far he has delivered as VP up 5-0. Tempo Storm here just on Tech 9s now, looking to just press into B, and once again they're going to meet up with Snacks, who's been perfect thus far.
The grenade's doing so much damage alongside the incendiary. You feel like Snacks should probably just clean this up. He has to switch to the 5-7. That's going to cost him his life, and now suddenly, in the blink of an eye, VP find themselves a player behind, and the B site is open, ripe for the taking. Yeah, Tempo Storm will go through and get this bomb planted.
Yeah, we were focused on Snacks there for a while, but there was a lot of kills going on the other side of the map from Tempo Storm, so it gets them into a 3v2, and the bomb is, in fact, going to go down. So Tempo Storm, they may find their first round here, unless Neo and Taz can make this retake happen. They do have a few nades to work with, and the very low health players here for Tempo Storm, so it's certainly possible.
Not great weapons either. And one with a P250, Tech 9 for Phelps. They go for the incendiary onto Dark. No one's home. Phelps, meanwhile, can hear the footsteps next to him. And with that 9 health, he's going to go big. First kill onto Neo. Darts away back into ruins where there's smoke, but Taz comes up with 3 kills. He has a defuse kit as well. He's going to go straight for the defuse. Meanwhile, Phelps is tapping. Gets killed, and Taz could be able to get this. It's going to be so close. Oh, it's going to detonate in his face. So unfortunate. A great attempt from Taz, but it was too little too late.
And I feel like we may have cursed Snacks. He was perfect up until that point, but no kills on that B-bomb site hold. And again, we saw Tempo Storm being able to collect some kills on the opposite side of the map, so it gave him a slight edge going into that one. And Phelps, again, with some great plays to hold off that retake from happening. He's the top fragger so far here on the T side for Tempo Storm. He's been one of their best players throughout the tournament, I feel like. Really putting himself in a position to be maybe the MVP of this tournament when it's all said and done, if they can keep it up. So that's the first one for Tempo Storm. They do have the op in Hin One's hands now, and they are going to once again get held off from getting control of Banana with those smokes, so they just have to kind of sit back once more. And this plays into Tempo Storm style. They usually are a slower, more methodical team. On Train, we saw them be quite explosive, so a little bit out of character. But here you do see them just calming things down, waiting it out, not being too worried about VP holding off Banana in the early part of the round. So we'll still have plenty of clock left later on down the line.
Definitely showing a lot of respect for VP's defense. So Optic time and time again got Banana and just get completely ruined off VP. Tempo Storm keeping their options open, keeping their cards close to their chest. Smoke and Boiler stop Lucas for now. Flashbang in mid, similar effect onto Phelps. And now, Bialy was on A originally. He had a half a mind to rotate his way to B, then he get caught in transition, decides to go back to A again, but they've conceded the first kill of the round. This is looking good now for Tempo Storm. 40 seconds left, and they've got control over apps, and are getting more and more of a grip on mid. Bialy could be the key man here, though. He's in the alcove. If he can time this right and spray down a couple players in the backside, the round is over for Tempo Storm. Or if Pasha just opens up, 2 kills for him. Bialy also peaks at the same time. Perfect timing. Forces now Tempo Storm to just get a move on towards the B side. They've got 15 seconds left. The CTs have called this. Bialy is making moves as well. Snax misses his chance. No, that could be it. The smoke is down. He's spray through the smoke, and Bialy has managed to land himself a kill. There is enough time to get this bomb planted, but N1 has 20 HP left and an AWP, and he's missed his chance. Down he goes. VP will pick up a 6th.
I mean, it all comes down to that exchange at that first level of middle. 3 kills popped off really fast there for Virtus.Pro.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. That's pretty nuts.
Screenception right there.
That's
nice.
Interesting. As again, just VP being able to win that duel out at middle, denying Tempo Storm any opportunities to crack open that A-bomb site. And we are going to see VP reset the economy of Tempo Storm. Now they're up 6-1. It's just pistols here for Tempo Storm at this point. A few flashes.
Oh, so much fire in Banana as well. It's heads you win, tails I lose mentality. You either push into the firing squad or you stay there and just burn to death. Pasha is going to get caught. Pulled off the one shot, but the avenging frag did come in for Tempo Storm. Ooh, sneaky. Sneaky plays from any.
Does he just walk into B and plant it? Oh, no, he got caught there from Bialy. So no ninja antics coming around at that point. And, I mean, things are looking great for VP now. They're rolling. They have the economy going. They have the momentum. With that economy, they're able to just constantly deny Tempo Storm easy ability to take control of that Banana. So it's definitely getting tough here on Tempo Storm. They had an opportunity to 3-0 the series, but now they're getting bogged down. They will have a little bit of a better buy here now. N1 has been unable to really have the op much, and when he hasn't really found a whole heck of a lot, and really no one's had some big plays for Tempo Storm. Meanwhile, you have VP playing exceptionally here on this CT side. We're going to see Tempo Storm, again, just held up here at the beginning of T-Stairs. Now we even have apartments aggression going on from Virtus.Pro. 2 players pressed way up into the bedroom and right at the entrance. So, I mean, Lucas and Showtime, usually the apartment control players for Tempo Storm, have gotten control of it on a couple of occasions, but this time they'll be met with resistance right away.
Yeah, the wallbang spot's knocking Neo down to below half of his health. Pasha's also ate quite a bit of damage alongside Taz, so the early flirtatious battles have gone the way of Tempo Storm, but Snax once again. 2 kills for him and Banana, runs back to the site, he's golden. And for all the damage that Tempo Storm did at the beginning of the round, it has been nullified and then some. Smoke is going to come down from Pasha, I believe that was. Going to throw that just to keep Snax alive for now. Buys up Bialy enough time to get himself around. So much damage through the smoke. Bolt's down to 20 now. And really, it's looking as though Tempo Storm are out of ideas in this round.
Yeah, they have to back off Banana at this point. They're not even really sure what they want to do. The bomb's actually heading all the way back around towards T-spawn. Yeah, they're actually just going to save these AKs. They are running out of money, so being able to hold on to 3 guns will at least give them something to work with in the next round. But Virtus.Pro, they're going to go up to 8. So Tempo Storm really being denied much of anything here so far in Inferno.
Looks like a new team here, VP, on their CT side. Definitely stepping things up.
And it seems like under the pressure, they've really been able to finally wake up here. Snax particularly has done well. That's what you want to see.
Of course, it's always nice to start on the CT side of Inferno. It allows you to get that stability in earlier and get that momentum, get that confidence coursing through your veins. But Tempo Storm haven't really been able to get a great deal done. You know, they've not got that many entry frags, and even when they have, they've not been able to pull the trigger and get onto the site.
Right. Also got to get some props over to Bialy. He's really had a rough time throughout a lot of this tournament, but he's definitely stepped up his game here on the CT side as well. 12 kills. Yeah. Meanwhile, Showtime with none. One of the efficacy leaders that they talked about in the pregame show. He's had a tough time on this one.
And again, the fire meets Tempo Storm. They're going to wait for this to extinguish.
Wow, look at the positioning from Virtus.Pro. They have 3 already at B and 1 really close by.
No.
And uh-oh.
Why you do this?
Volvo, please.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. Great work on the desk as well, Hudgy. And we are, as Chris said, just about to jump back into the action on Inferno after a pretty lengthy pause. You've got to wonder as well how that's going to factor in towards Tempo Storm potentially resetting mentally. If things weren't going well for them, now they've had a chance to have it a time, and Virtus.Pro may go off the boil, so to speak. But let's find out the answers to those questions. Tempo Storm with a full buy-up, including 2 Tech 9s, early incendiary right down the middle, and it looks like VP are deciding to play aggressively. At least they were to start off with. Neo actually backs away, but 3 players were over on the B side for a few seconds.
Yeah, again, they always like to do these triple B pushes initially just to make sure that Tempo Storm can't get any real estate over there, and they just kind of force them to play back, and Tempo Storm, once again, kind of stuck in the same boat, as we do just see Snacks continuing to anchor that B bomb site. A lot of Tempo Storm members gathered up here in alt, mid, and mid as well. So maybe they're just going to look to avoid B altogether. Just look to see if they can't fare better at controlling this middle area. Last time they attempted this, though, they ran into a crossfire and got absolutely destroyed. So we'll see if they have a better luck this time, as they already have a player pushing out into the apartments. And one setting up a smoke now. But everyone begins to back off B, so this is kind of a fake, throwing all these smokes perhaps to make people think that it's going to be execute. Taz actually does spam dumps through the smoke, but it's going to be a B hit. Snacks there all on his rotate. It's pretty far off, and we do see Tempo Storm just charging in there.
So on Snacks, how many kills can he take with him? 1. That's all. Thought it could have been a little bit more. Here comes a spray from Taz, and Bialy as well, doing a pretty solid job. Still on Lucas now, 35 seconds. He's got the bomb, looking for the headshot, but he's not going to connect. VP have managed to navigate over another CT round, and that was maybe the hope for Tempo Storm.
And, I mean, what really happened there was that there was no smoke for CT spawn there. I mean, that was big. They used their smokes to try to fake the mid execute. So when they went back to B, they had nothing to work with. So when VP had those 2 members rotate through CT spawn, it was just easy pickings for them to line up the shots to prevent Tempo Storm from getting inside the site. And now Tempo Storm, they're right back to being limited to pistols, and once again, it's VP denying them any access to Banana to kick things off in this round. And at this point, it just looks like there's nothing left in the tank for Tempo Storm on this T side. I mean, they haven't really made that many adaptations. They tried to fake. That was a little bit new, but it still didn't work, and they're just getting absolutely shut down across the board.
Yeah, I weren't expecting a lot from Tempo Storm in this round, just with pistol upgrades by and large, but the manner in which VP are landing these kills does give you confidence that maybe this best of 5 isn't over just yet. Maybe we could be heading towards Mirage. You assume that Cash is going to be a bit of a fortress for VP. 10-1, Tempo Storm. If they're going to start to come back in this game, it has to start right here and has to start right now. They're going to have a solid buy-up. They're going to have an AWP on Henny. The rest of the team with AKs. But what can you get done?
I mean, there is always that chance that you have Tempo Storm have just as much of a CT side as VP did. You see that happen on Inferno quite a lot in this game, so I don't want to count Tempo Storm out just yet, but you also have to note that VP are doing all the right things to stay alive in this tournament. They've been able to get up to 10 rounds here on this CT side already. So, I mean, some teams, perhaps they would go down 0-2 and that's it. You know, that's kind of what happened in the last semifinals, is there was really just no fight left over there for Hellraisers. SK just kind of tore them apart in the 3rd map, but VP, not that type of team.
Certainly not. They have so much experience. You know, we touched on this on the desk before, that these players have been around for a decade, some of them. So, you know, they've been in these situations before. You know, they managed to battle back. They are not done just yet. And one pushing up into short. Pasha is going to be watching the cross. Does miss the first shot. He has to pull himself back into the pit. Meanwhile, Neo with the spray down. looking for 2. He's actually going to pick himself up 3, switching to the Tech 9. Taz is there as well. And what a hold that is from VP.
It's just one of those things where nothing is working out here for Tempo Storm. They're just unable to really do much there, trying to attack into middle just straight away that time, trying something a bit heavier towards that A-bomb site. But once again, it's been VP to shut him down. First time around, they shut him down at middle. This time around, they actually did back up, take the more passive positions inside the site, and Moto gave Tempo Storm a little bit more room to work with, but it still wasn't enough. It's still VP holding strong here. Tempo Storm, this time they're pushing through the smoke. They just want control, but they're sick of being denied it. So you see them starting to molly the car. They want to get in here, but they have an op actually. On Snacks playing a crazy angle. Misses his first shot, but he hasn't been punished yet. Gonna get that smoke out. Wolf Phelps pushed this one.
Yeah, I think he only felt confident in doing that because Bialy was stood right next to him. Meanwhile, the other side of the map in apps, it's Neo laying down the pain and misery. Lucas and Showtime both bite the dust. Now there's only 1 AK in play, and that's going to be in the hands of Phelps. Only 1 smoke to play with. Maybe going to have to be throwing that. Try and keep off the vision, but the Bolts gets picked off as soon as he tries to push his way in. Good crossfire down. It's actually Snacks that gets himself the next kill, and Bialy will round things off nicely. This is looking like a much healthier VP overall, 12-1. Now the question is, did Tempo Storm even get a second round in the T-half?
I'm not even sure. I mean, Snacks just playing phenomenally there over on that B-bomb side. Also got to credit the Neo. He's a very dynamic CT player on this map. Sometimes you can find him at lane, in apartments, maybe even arch with an op. That time around, he killed 2 players in apartments from Tempo Storm, and then just, you know, they're just winning the numbers game at that point, time and time again. And Tempo Storm here on Tech 9s and AKs only. Very limited utility as well. Once more, the smoke's coming down at B. Can't get past that. Tempo Storm, will they speed things up this time? They've been quite slow throughout this game. Looks like they're trying to get faster apartments control this time, but Lucas missing the jump. So it does slow down a bit due to that, but now they begin to gear up for apartments. So maybe we do see some type of heavy balcony spill out or something, but Taz is going to be here spamming through. Already finds one.
That's just raw game sense right there. Smoke comes down, he assumes that someone's going to try the cheeky peek and does silence them instantly. He has gone down, but him and Pasha took one just beforehand. Neo spots Phelps, he tries to jump on top of the truck, and there's the headshot. Bolts this time, next in the firing line. Neo's still alive and very healthy. Well, I'm saying that, but Head One is actually taking him down, so keeping this round alive for Tempo Storm. The bomb just behind them on the truck. It's a bit of an awkward position, and in doing so, Pasha's going to make the most of that one. And one trying to pull out players, and he will actually be successful in that endeavor, but it's going to cost him his life.
And you can see the fans are certainly happy. They have a lot of reason to be, as VP, with their tournament lives on the line on this map, are looking in good shape to get us into a 4th map. We are going to have Tempo Storm with the op on Phelps this time. I guess he just had a better spawn to do something with it. What it is, I'm not sure. I guess just looking to try to stop anyone crossing from middle, but he won't spot anything. And there's a gap in that smoke, and Pasha makes him pay for it. Though there is a trade from Hen 1, so it's a 4-on-4. One of the better initial starts to a round for Tempo Storm, in fact.
Yeah, it's actually completely fine because Phelps goes down, but N1 now has the AWP in his hands as a result of picking it up. Whereas Pasha's gone down, he has been a very important member of VP on their CT holds. Neo's going to use that smoke. Of course, we know this guy is very capable with the AWP as well. Him and Snacks have them here in round 15, last round of the half, and N1 wants to double their T digits. Lands an AWP shot. Actually, Taz is a bit vulnerable right now, so he's going to have to hope that Bialy gets a move on, and Bialy and the Archers seemingly more convinced that this is a B play, keeping his options open in that sweeper role.
Yeah, Taz is staying inside pit, though, a great position to have to hold on to A. You can just stay alive here, allow more time for the rotate, but Bialy is already at the arch, so he already seems to be in the correct position. So, I mean, VP are the best spots they could be, but there goes Bialy, so now it's going to be all on Taz.
Yep, he's going to have to go massive for his team. First kill did come clean, but he's out in the open. Lucas will punish him, and now Snacks. It all remains on him. Runs into an enemy. Does he realize this? No, he doesn't, and Bolts will get the most awkward of kills, but Tempo Storm have got 2 rounds. P on train, 16-7, which is still somewhat stunning to me that happened. But here we go, into the second half of our 3rd map. Tempo Storm Are they going to go for an... Oh, they are going to go for a heavy utility play. 4 HEs in actual fact. 2 smokes, 2 flashes.
Maybe only one player with armor.
Nades.
Yeah. I mean, they need to win this round, obviously. Without it, it's pretty much a done deal.
I thought we may see heavy grenade usage down mid, but that's not the case. They're actually going to be going back in. Dry peeking. Nearly costs a couple of the players their lives. Bolt's down to just 1. Taz and Snacks have been tagged. Yarly looking to try and pick up Phelps, who's down to 56 himself, so plenty of injured players on the battlefield for now. Smoke is out, it's too shallow. That HE's not going to connect. Lucas trying to tap his way to victory, but he's being chased down by a plethora of terrorists, 2 of which have got through into ruins, and this is going to make things so difficult for Tempo Storm to now fend off. Pasha is the first one in, but it's going to be Bjarly just behind him that takes the first kill. Meanwhile, Snacks from the shadows will be lurking. Taz from the point-blank range lands the Glock headshot. And out comes to Bolt, the guy with 1 HP who tried to dart away from the site to keep himself alive. Surely this is a done deal for VP, not just in this round, but the map as well. This is one of the only ways Tempo Storm could get back in this. Right. Is by winning the pistol.
I mean, yeah, at this point, you don't even have the economy to get to those gun rounds to have the chance to make the comeback. I mean, you're going to be forced to buy a round early, basically, just to stop Virtus.Pro from getting the map point. So you're never really going to have the nades you want to control Banana, like most teams do, to be successful on the CT side. You're never going to have him with an op in his hands, unless you just pull out some miracles to, you know, win a few rounds in a row and somehow get money in your hands. So, I mean, yeah, you would think that VP have finally done it. They've finally found a map for themselves here to keep this best of 5 going.
You'd certainly think so. As Tempo Storm will be force buying, so if they lose this, the last round potentially of the map will find them in a similar predicament with pistols, not much else. So this is effectively a 2-for-1 round, you have to think, for VP. Do them the world of good if they can bounce back with a 16-2 victory. Just to show that they're not quite done just yet. 3 AKs, UMP, MAC-10. SMGs will look to go in first. Neo with the MAC-10. Gonna be pop flashing towards the sandbags, making sure no pesky CTs can get the drop on them with the 5.7s. Showtime did just catch a glimpse of a player.
I mean, everyone from Virtus.Pro here gathering up at B, including that bomb carrier, so it looks like they should be looking to execute any moment now. There is no real stack here at B. It's pretty standard positions for Tempo Storm, so they could certainly be overwhelmed. We'll see if Showtime can find something with this 5.7. Lucas with the Deagle from Spool, so what can they do here? As here comes the push from VP.
Still 4 flashes, the Molotovs connecting, forcing, almost herding the CTs to the right-hand side of the bomb into dark. Showtime using the off angle as the first frag, can't get the second one. You can see that VP simply weren't expecting someone to be there. P250 now from long range, trying to do what it can, but Bjarly is up to the task. Oh, the frag through the spoils from Lucas, and Tempo Storm out of nowhere actually get it done. So, really? Not over just yet.
I mean, it was kind of weird because when VP finally went for the attack, they kind of held up for a little bit, that their smokes had already begun to fade whenever they started moving in, and so that meant that that smoke didn't last very long at the spools area. So Lucas in a good position with the Deagle, able to just wait the smoke out, and he was the key factor there. He got a couple of big kills, prevented the bomb from going down, and gave Tempo Storm a chance to win the round. And so with that, you do have Virtus.Pro now just on pistols, and as long as Tempo Storm can avoid getting, you know, destroyed on this round, they should be able to get a couple of more here. So maybe there is a little bit of life left for Tempo Storm. We'll have to see. They still have a long road to travel to even be in the conversation of a comeback. But at least they've taken that first step by preventing VP from getting the map point.
Yeah, at this point, it's just a whisper. Haven't even got to saying it out loud fully just yet. Tempo Storm able to mount a bit of a defense. That's going to do them a lot of good. Picking up Snacks. No careful put into this round for Virtus.Pro. Deagle and 3 P250s, but Bjarly with that Tech 9 is going to make it work. And now, Neo looks to push up mid. He's going to try and get his hands on the AK and somehow manages to survive as well. He can throw out to one of his teammates with a healthy amount of health. And, well, this is actually starting to get really dangerous now for Tempo Storm.
Certainly is. I mean, it's all up to Lucas at this point. He's going to get pushed. He's got the Max 7 at close range, but he needs to find a kill. He does find one, but it's quickly traded. Now they're going to push in the B, but Showtime will get here in time.
Showtime with the spray. Oh, he's just spoiled for choice. He couldn't get a single kill out of that confrontation. Neo's only down to 15, and Now Pasha's using the angle to his advantage. The AK-47, this is an absolute train wreck for Tempo Storm, and they're going to concede a round with just pistols. And that pretty much sums up Inferno.
Yeah, you got to feel that's one of the final nails in the coffin at this point for Inferno. Tempo Storm was trying to give themselves a chance to get back into this, but Showtime not being able to come up with a single kill there, and he's 2-17 overall. Definitely struggling here a bit when they needed him most. He's had a great tournament. Everyone really has from Tempo Storm going into this best of 3 in the first 2 maps that continued, but now they're finally meeting some of the most resistance they've ever met. I mean, they did lose 1 map to Dignitas on Cobble, but they were always competitive in all their games, and they won the other 4 maps they played. So this is definitely a much different look from Tempo Storm as compared to the rest of the tournament. And this is not when you need to be slowing down. This is when you need to be hitting your final form, right, and closing out games and getting into the finals.
This could be only a minor setback, though, for Tempo Storm, because even if VP win this, there's still 2-1 to the good.
Right.
Phelps, 5-7. Bolts with a 5-7 as well. Our Tempo Storm going to return the favor. Bolts with another frag. Bialy answers back. Phelps is extremely low, but they've got a mag 7. And just Pasha and Bialy remain. The bomb is in their hands, though. But look at this from Phelps. He fancies a chance to try and get up around the back. He could even just sit in this position, and this information gathered, then he knows that the A play isn't coming in, so it allows the 2 Tempo Storm players to remain on B. Came to a bit of a standstill here.
Yeah, I mean, Tempo Storm may have a chance to at least extend this a little bit further. BI, though, catching that flank on the Phelps.
Oh, Pasha gets himself the kill, but so will Showtime. Bialy has a smoke. He's going to be throwing that for the cross. Make sure he doesn't get picked off from the CT side or truck. 25 seconds to go. Just making sure that Phelps wasn't the only player that was trying to flank behind him. Going to go for the plant. Try and draw out a couple players from Ruins. Neither of the CTs actually budge an inch. Going to try and plant behind the fountain. This will give him a bit of cover, but they're going to start to push round, and Tempo Storm are going to retort straight back, picking up their 4th round. But just a drop in the ocean you have to feel, and VP can afford to get some weapons if they so choose. Low 2 players, fairly low, but yeah, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they're going to have the AKs and Tech-9, still a pretty good amount of utility as well. Tempo Storm, a little bit low on funds, but they were able to hold on to a couple of weapons there at the very end. So they still do have 4 rifles as well as the Mag 7, and Hen 1 going to throw that smoke down there over at Car, try to do their own little bit of banana control. Though Bialy is able to make it out to Logs. Is where he will remain.
Ooh, Phelps just spotted a player trying to jump up from the hay. Gonna go for that repeat, giving his position away. Now the 2 terrorists who are coming up through the stairs are gonna try and answer back with a kill. Phelps shouldn't be able to escape from this position, and indeed he won't do on this time of asking. Bolts now is gonna try and avenge his fallen teammate. The damage does significant. The grenade, I should say, does significant damage to the players and apps, but they managed to scurry out of that. There's still a lot of time to play with if they want to rotate onto the other side.
Yeah, it's kind of Phelps in the new position as well. Him and Showtime had some swap CT positions on Dust 2 as well. So again, Tempo Storm adjusting things, but Phelps got caught very early there. Just unfortunate for him. He almost had to jump on someone trying to boost in the window. Almost had a kill, and he could have backed out and had a 5-on-4, but instead he got pinned in there, and Virtus.Pro now have the advantage as they put their remaining forces over here towards Banana. There's still some smokes up, though, from Tempo Storm, but now they're out. They do have 1 incendiary on Showtime, so he might force VP to wait a little bit longer or force them to take damage if they do, in fact, want to just plow in here and see if they can't put this game away here and now. So there is going to be a split going on, though. Snack's looking to get here in the archway. They love these types of plays, so Snack's going to be able to get inside CT spawn, and now they can just make a pincher move here on the B side.
Because of a lack of utility, Tempo Storm had to just stack both the players on pit. That completely gives up the Archer's control, and now we're seeing the end result. Lucas and his Mag 7. All that stands between VP and this bomb plant, and there was 10 seconds left, so if he made a bit of a hero play and got a couple kills with that Mag 7, maybe that would have been enough. But now with the bomb planted, it feels like Tempo Storm are going to be bowing out of Inferno. N1 with at least a kill before that bomb will become more and more of an issue. But this is where the lack of utility really hurts as well. You want to be flashing your way in, maybe a HE, maybe incendiary to one of the standard positions, and they just have absolutely nothing to work with.
It's also Showtime had the 1 incendiary, but he died in CT spawn, so he had no ability to use it to stop the Banana execute. So it's just a rough job for Tempo Storm. But what a resurgence from Virtus.Pro. It looked like they were on their way out of here, but now on Inferno, they've been able to dig deep, find a little bit of form, take a map, and allow this best of 5 to continue on for longer. Tempo Storm still have the 1 map lead. It's 2-1 currently. We move on to Cash next, which is certainly a powerful map for VP, so the chance for a map 5 now becomes very realistic at this point. And I mean, you just gotta hope, if you're a Tempo Storm fan, that they don't let that get to them. You know, that they keep the mental composure, that they say, hey, yeah, we lost that map that we should have won to 3 other series, but we still do have a map up. We still have a couple of maps that we can play. Yeah, sure, VP a very strong Cash team, but it's not as if Tempo Storm can't play it. You know, they do have that ability. I think they, in fact, won Cash earlier on in this tournament when they were playing in the group stages, and they do pretty well on it in the NA scene. So it's not as if it's not in their wheelhouse. It's just that VP are quite powerful on it. Then you still have Mirage at the end of it, which is a map that they have lost to VP to head-to-head, yes, but it's still a map that they can play quite well. So, yeah, I mean, for VP, great. You want a map, you're back into it, so that's positive. If you're Tempo Storm,